in Snowrunner. Did I just say Snowrunner or Snotrunner? Snowrunner.
Alrighty,
Oh
in
shit.
Snowrunner.
Turn that off. There we go. Alrighty. Don't know what the deal is, but I am really freaking tired today. It's weird. The last two times I've gone out, spent a lot of time around other people, and I come back and I'm like just wasted tired. Starting to wonder what the hell. One thing I've learned over the years, when I get really tired like that, it's usually an indication that I might be fighting something, and it's not often. I don't get sick very often, but when I do, it's usually because I've ignored that, feeling kind of run down thing. I've learned to. Sorry, I'm just finishing up my chat windows here. I've learned to not ignore it, and you know, get sleep. If I feel like I'm really fucking tired and I need some sleep, like really tired, I'll do it. Now, like in the old days, I just like push through it, whatever, blah blah blah, and then every once in a while I pay for it. But yeah, I think last time I was sick was December 2024, and before that was actually it might have been December again, around there, 2019. So yeah, generally it's been working pretty good. Okay, I'm just double checking some stuff here. I think we're good. But yeah, kind of tired this morning. Of course, we went out to eat yesterday for my wife's birthday, and I ate at an Italian place. Lots of salty food, and I ate a ton. I ate way more than I should have. I was hurting. Things were stretching inside. It was like, oh fuck, way too much. And I didn't even eat it all. I kept some so I can eat it today. Not much. We're talking like, yeah, like a little bit, like a handful or less. And yeah, but I mean, we don't do that often, so it's like whatever, fuck it. But yeah, I was drinking a ton of water after because it was just really salty, and I paid for it last night. I got up twice, and yeah, it's amazing how much fluid you can hold in there. Like Jesus, it's like, did I just pee out a basketball-sized amount of water? Okay. What are we doing here? Oh right, I wanted to. There was a warehouse. I don't know if this is this. I did do, I think, one or two jobs. I had like 15 to 30 minutes one day, and it didn't feel like it was worth streaming it. So I jumped on here and did some work, and finished up a little delivery for this. I don't know what it did. It may have rebuilt one of these two silos or cooling towers. Not really sure. I do remember. Oh no, this is the mission I need to do. That's right. I remember queuing that up. Okay, so 4 metal beams. That's going to be a lot. That's like 8 spots. I'm not bringing an 8 trailer anywhere. Those things are a giant pain in the ass. It's the longest trailer you can get. 8 long, and it's always a pain in the ass. It's hard to get around some corners through tight areas. It gets hung up on stuff because it's so long, and like where you go over a little bump, and you get the front of it over it, great, and then the middle's like up on the bump, and the back tires are off the ground on the trailer, and sometimes the back tires of your truck are off the ground, and you're like, it's a huge pain in the ass. It's often quicker just to take smaller loads. Kind of sucks, but okay. So what do we got here? Cement. I need 4 of those. Well, I could do that. Where are we bringing it to? Where are we bringing it to? I see up arrow, up arrow. Oh, we're going to Pipeline Bay. Let's over to Pipeline Bay. That's picking some more stuff up. That's picking stuff up. Oh, reactive zone. Delivered to reactive zone. Let's go there. Okay, there's picking some stuff up there, picking up there, dropping off. Alright, what are we grabbing from here? Cement. We need metal rolls and metal beams. Ah, fuck. No metals. We just have the cement. And they only have 7 here, but that's fine. I only need 4. What do we got here? Okay, he doesn't have a trailer. This guy does. 0 fuel. How does he have 0 fuel? He should have something. That's weird. Oh, and I do have a metal beam here. I could get rid of that. Let's see, how am I doing using the mouse? Okay. Can I fill up from that tractor? Doesn't say refuel anywhere. Maybe I'm too far away. Maybe this thing doesn't... No, he's got some fuel. Oh man, a whole lot of nothing here. I've got 104 on this tractor and that's it. And once that's gone, this thing will have nothing. But he does have repair parts. A lot of them. Oh, he's got a 4-bay truck. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. So this will be the second truck I've got now that has a 4-space bed on the back. Cool. Okay, I'm going to move this guy up. We're just going to use him for repairs, but I don't want to use up what little fuel he's got left in case I need to drive him out somewhere to help. So, stop that. What do we got here? Do we have a... Oops. Do we have a garage? Oh, we do. Okay. I'm going to grab... Oh. I'm going to grab this fuel carrier and I'm going to take that down there. That's what I'm going to do. I think that's a saddle low. Oh, you can do that. Boy, he's got a lot of attachments. Fuck. Fancy looking truck. This guy's never been the greatest either for getting around. He's not bad. I've got him totally upgraded. You really need to get the upgrades on him to make him worthwhile. Okay, the only way across is either way up there or way down here. So we're gonna head. What else did he have? Was it? Sorry, just wanted to see what else he had for an attachment here. Did it? Oh, the log carrier. Alright. I thought there might have been like a little crane or something. But no such luck. Okay, so we're going to pick him up. And we're heading down the road here. Way down the road. Head across here. Yeah, head down this road. Not. Yes, that's right. I wanted to come in here. We'll fuel these guys up and be done with that. Yeah, rear wheel steering's kind of nice. tippy there, isn't he? And does he have a suspension that I can... Nope. It's got a beacon. Let's turn that on. This turning is a little bit... Gotta get used to it. Yeah, so after all my brake work, I hit a pothole yesterday and something sounded like it may have fallen off. And maybe, whatever it was soft sounding, so it could have been, there's these rubber end caps on the caliper pins. They might have got a little greasy when I was doing stuff, so it's possible one of them slipped out. Or more likely one of the tire weights that I just had put on may have popped off. Or it might have been nothing at all. Could have been just a rock or something I heard bounce inside the wheel well there. It didn't sound, yeah, like it wasn't a bad sound, like a big metallic ting or a really heavy clunk. It was just a little, it was something, but it was enough that it was like, okay. Because, it just seems like there's been a lot going on all the time, so in any case I gotta take the wheels off today one at a time, check things out, make sure everything's good. I don't like driving around with something seriously wrong that's an easy fix, that if I don't fix it it'll become a bigger problem. So I'll be doing that later today. I'm going to rotate the wheels too. There's been an odd, I don't know how to explain it. There's a noise sometimes when the tires are spinning at low speed. And that shouldn't be happening. I assumed at the start that it was just, the rotors and the new brake pads and maybe some rust because we've had so much rain, but you get rust on the rotors after they get wet. That's just the way it is. The spot that gets shaved down by the brake pads. That's why I don't like using my emergency brake in the garage when it's flat, so it's not going to go anywhere and the car's in gear. But it's good to have the emergency brake on. It resets the rear calipers or something, or it helps. I can't remember exactly, but it helps. But yeah, if it's wet out and stuff, I don't put those on because they tend to rust the pads in there, sort of thing. So it's a little tough getting going. There's a bit of like the brakes are stuck on kind of feel. It's not bad, but it's so I don't put the brake on when it's been wet. But yeah, I'll have to have a look and see what that's all about. I don't know what. There is a possibility, but I can't see it. So I buy these fancy Zimmerman rotors. They're anti-corrosion, and it really, really, really does work. Those things last forever before they start rusting. Like the parts that are still painted in whatever it is, the zinc coating or whatever the hell they put on there. So I get those, and I can't remember the fronts. So the rears, they're different sizes, right? You get bigger ones on the front, bigger rotors on the front, and smaller on the rears. Same with just the brakes in general. It's just the way it works in most cars. And it's either the fronts or the rears. When you put the rotor on, there's a little screw. Basically, just kind of, it's like a placeholder. It just kind of holds it against the hub. so when you take the tires off and stuff, the rotor's not just, loose. But I mean, when you put the wheels on, you get the 4 lug nuts, or lug bolts in my case, on there. That holds your rotor right up to the hub nice and tight and perfect. So you don't really need that little screw. But yeah, on the fronts or the rears, the screw does not line up with the hole in the 2 holes don't line up in the rotor and in the hub, which is kind of annoying. I thought it may have been a one-time thing, but it was like that again this time, so eh. But like I said, it's not a big deal, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to check. Just if the rotors are maybe slightly off. But no, if they were off, I'd be feeling it. Because I'd be wobbling like crazy as I'm going down the road. And the car seems just fantastic, smooth. There's no, I mean, even after that little pothole, I didn't notice anything strange. It's just, yeah, low speed. And this is before that pothole even. Sometimes there's a weird noise. I just gotta have a look under there and see if something is rubbing. And it doesn't always do it, which is also kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have the tires off today. I'll just give them a spin, each of them. See if any of them make a noise, what's going on. Yeah, for a vehicle here with, like 8-wheel drive, and super mud tires and stuff, he's not the greatest at getting through mud. He has a lot of issues. He's not the fastest vehicle. Fuel economy's okay. He's kind of a meh. He works. He's got that interesting front and rear turn deal. Which takes a little bit of getting used to sometimes. I'm used to, you really gotta crank the wheel on some of these vehicles. This guy turns pretty quick and responsive with those the rear wheels turning as well. Alright, gas up time. For both of these guys. And we'll leave this dude out here just because it's a way out of the way place and it's good to have some fuel. Stop moving. Alright, source. Oops. There we go. So fill myself up. Fuel him up too. Does he? Yes, he does. I've still got boatloads of fuel, which is great. I see a yellow square up there. Okay. We're just gonna pull him up a bit so he's sort of out of the way here. This guy can back out later if he needs to. Alright. Okay, we're gonna take his middle beam up here, drop it off, come back, and get. I guess we're gonna make a couple of trips, but it's close, so it shouldn't be too. Shouldn't take too long. Yeah, I forgot that this guy was a four space bed on this thing. It's got nice big tires too. God, the thing with these trucks with the front that turns, like the whole front of the vehicle, is the turning part for the front tires. It's it makes the cameras a little more hanky. this way, I guess. Because when the front turns, like... Although, he's not doing it now. I don't know. I'm barely fucking moving. Jesus. So he's gonna be one of those. Oh yeah, see, he's just... It's a little... Sorry about that, a little barf-inducing sometimes the way he moves around. Oh shit. Well, he's like the other one, the twin steer, in that he's a little tippy. The front and rear trailer are not, so I can't, and that's the other thing about these things, you can't, they're hard to turn when they're not moving. When they're moving, it's great. When they're not moving, it's really hard to turn the wheel. Oh, fuck me, he is gonna be so tippy. I'm trying to turn to the left here. Oh wow, what he is. If he had lock differential, it'd be nice. Why am I not able to go anywhere here? Okay, let's back her up anyway. If we can. Okay. Starting to not like this vehicle. Okay, let's go forward. Oh, wait. I haven't brought him in for his upgrades. Because he has all this stuff on the back and I didn't want to lose it, you know, unload it. So his winch is short. His power is probably terrible. Maybe he does have locking differential and I just haven't got it yet. Oh wow, this thing is crap without upgrades. Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna do something. I think it was that tree that was holding me up. Look, down a tree I was driving over. Wow, he is really not good. I think what I'm gonna do when I'm done here... Oh shit, I can't even... I'm trying to turn right and he won't even... Holy shit, this thing is crap. Come on, turn. There we go, he's turning. Oh, he was turning. See, the problem I've got here is the front tires aren't moving. And the rears are pushing the back forward, turning me in the opposite direction I'm trying to turn. He's like jackknifing himself. Oh my god, this thing is... Yeah. There's nothing I can grab onto. Wait a minute, maybe... Nope. Come on. Jesus. Okay, I might be doing it sooner than I thought. I'm going to, oh shit. Oh fuck, I was going the right way. I was trying to turn it. He's still trying to turn his front end in the way I do not want it to go. There we go. Now if I can finish my sentence, I'm going to bring a truck out here with a crane. I'm going to lift this stuff off. And then I'm going to bounce him back to the garage and I'm going to upgrade him fully, because I think I've got most, if not all, of his upgrades. But let's see if we can't get him to the drop-off point here first. He's still going to be a little bit on the tippy-tip side of things. Let's see if I can get up here. That might be a mistake. Nope. Maybe? I don't know. Holy shit, godless as fuck. He definitely needs locking differential. If he doesn't get that, even with a more powerful engine, I don't know. With this weird shit where you're slightly turned and the back tires end up pushing your front, jackknifing you, whichever way it wants to go, no matter what you're trying to do for turning, that's going to be a deal breaker. Here I'm thinking, oh, this guy's going to be great. Look at those tires, and he's got 4-bay, and yeah. Wow. Come on. The front tires aren't even turning. It's usually with the lock-in differential makes it so that you don't, like this one here, tire spinning on one side and not on the other. So all the power just goes to the tire that's spinning. And the other one, even though it has grip, just sits there. If you have a lock-in differential, both sides have to turn at the same rate. So it makes it so the tire that has grip can actually do something and move you along, and it's really nice. It's actually better than all-wheel drive as far as getting around. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell did I just do? I went to a pickup zone. Idiot. I'm such a fucking idiot. Holy shit. Okay. Fuck this shit. Turns way too much too when he's wanting to turn. I'm going to bring in another vehicle and I'm going to take these things off of here. Or should I try and take him back and get rid of that first? Because I mean, I do have to eventually grab it with something and bring it here. Let's give it a shot. Fuck it. We'll come down this way. Maybe it's better, maybe it's worse. I don't know. Dumb, 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 dumb. Dumb, dumb. Super dumb. Oh, we have fuel and shit here too. Let's drive by these so I can mark them. They'll get discovered if they're trailers I can use. Sell / use. Okay, these are both mission trailers. However, man, fuck it. However, I should be able to use the repair stuff and the fuel in that one when I need it. I hate when I do this. I make unnecessary trips because I'm an idiot and didn't pay attention. Wait. Going the wrong way. No, I am going the right way. Why didn't that? Oh, because I didn't come back that way, that's why. So let's just let it go, I think. Well, at least you get to see what a vehicle with no upgrades and no lock-in differential is like. I mean, really, should this thing be having this much trouble? Oh wow, this is gonna be. I might be unloading my stuff sooner than I think. This twisty front end is going to be the end of me. That and the camera that keeps jumping around. Ugh. Hey, it's downhill. There's a plus. if we don't tip over. If you give him a stronger engine, if he can turn his front end a little easier, because they are kind of nice for pulling you through sometimes. You can if you can twist the front end on one of these things, it'll kind of you know, it changes the angle of attack at the back, kind of makes it so you can Jesus Christ. Oh man. It's probably a really bad idea. Yep. Can I grab? Wow. What the hell am I? Oh, I thought. Didn't I just grab that? Oh man. I just grabbed that tree up there, but all right. Oh man, this might be, yeah, bad idea. Or not. Let's go. Wow. Oh, because he's pulling this fucking bush. This thing is so bad. Oops. Come on. Let's try that again. Jesus. Stuck on the stupidest little things. I thought the twin steer was tippy. The other truck with the four spaces in the rear. This guy is going to be worse, I think. See if I've got a smaller vehicle that I can pull out here that has a crane that should work, I think. A bunch of those just fell apart. Alright. That was kind of annoying. Let's see here. Zoom. Who do we got who has... Nope. Has a crane. I don't know if I want to waste... No, I'm not wasting him on a crane trip. The bandit? You know what? Let's do it. He comes with... No, this guy's crane, he comes with one. That thing there. Let's see, does he have any other... Sometimes they come with another as well. Nope. Alright. So we'll give him his crane. And... I'm just wondering, should we... Well, we've already got repairs and fuel out there, so yeah, let's do that. So with this guy, see how the crane is like right over top of the cab? So with this guy, the front and the rear can twist independently, which is really nice for not tipping over. But with this crane, the way they have the default setup here, it basically locks the cab to the rear. So if the front tips, the back tips too, and vice versa, which makes you very tippy. So what you have to do is every time you get into this thing, you gotta move this crane so it's not hanging over top of the cab. There you can see how the back kind of tips around and the front doesn't move. That's what keeps you from tipping over. You know, if the back can twist or the front can twist over something, then the back can stay on the ground or the front can stay on the ground. So it just makes it way more stable. But yeah, if he's got that crane hanging over the front, it kind of locks the front to the back and then everything tips at the same time. It's not good. Hold up. I was just looking to see if we could do some overland stuff here, but I don't think so. It's quicker just to go down. Oh wait. What do we got here? I could pick up something while I'm here. Down here. He has metal rolls, so I could get. I need 2 of those, and then I've got. Yeah, okay, we could do that. And then I'm not going down there to get back to the road. We're gonna go back down here. Boom, boom, boom. Across there. Hopefully he's going to be all good. And we'll drop that off and we'll unload that other guy, and then I can take him in and get him all repaired up. You know what else I'm going to do? Not run into that, because even at slow speed, there's a good chance you can fuck shit up. Yeah, put him down, because maybe make me a little less top heavy back there. Bandit is an okay vehicle. You definitely need to get the supplies with it, right, to bring that along. Because he does not have a big fuel tank. It's 150 liters. That's tiny. And he doesn't look like a giant vehicle, but when you compare him to other trucks, like you park him next to them, he's as big as they are. He's pretty big. And he goes through the fuel pretty quick. So you definitely need to bring fuel with him, or have fuel along the way or something, because it kind of makes it not worth it. Oh, if there's fuel up there, I'm gonna go get some. Stop moving. Let's see here, metal beams. Oh, he's got metal beams too. We'll do the metal rolls. um, hmm. I just had a bad idea. A really, really bad idea, especially for this guy. I'm taking a double load here. And it's so gonna tip over at some point. That's with the anchor. Crane mode. The fuck? Is he stuck on the crane? Alright, that's not exactly what I wanted to do. I guess I could put him back for that. Well, let's see how this goes. Let's go get some fuel since we're here. Might as well. Let's see how well the crane holds this thing. These big puffy balloon tires make him so bouncy. I mean, we're on a flat road and look at him, he's like, he's all over the fucking place. I hate when that happens. Stop. I can't get fuel here? It's not even... Usually these spots, if it's a pick up fuel thing, there's also an option to switch it over to... Oh, there we are. Okay, good. Jesus. Look at that thing tip. Jesus. This is going to be a really bad idea. Yeah. On the plus side, if I lose them, the top part there, I can still use the crane to, as long as it doesn't pull me over entirely, I can still use the crane to reload later. Probably shouldn't be going this fast. He does have all-wheel drive, all-time all-wheel drive and block differential, so that's a plus. Okay, let's slow down a little bit here. Okay, here's going to be a test right here. Don't want to hug this excavator. Okay, good, we're good. I think we're going to go straight through here because I think it got a little tippy when I ran on the side. Okay, this might have been a problem. Mistake. No, I think we're good. We're moving. Look at all the room they have in there. Jesus. Like that's necessary. This thing's like a tourist vehicle. You take a bunch of people with you in there in the back seats. And let's have a look. Oh. Don't want to be goofing around in here and tip over. But yeah, look at this thing. Like seats on the sides. Look at this big table here. You could, you know, have a little picnic or Keep it a little slow and steady here. I'm doing pretty good, actually. I'm surprised. Figured we would have had some tippy events here. But yeah, you can see like how the rear is tipping and the front isn't. That's what I was talking about. When you have the big unibody type deal where the back and the front are glued together in one big piece, and everything tips over when anything tips, that's bad. But yeah, if you get this thing, and I think this one isn't one you can find. You actually have to buy this with real money. Might have been part of a pack too. I can't really remember. I kind of have a vague recollection that that was the case. Not sure what it came with, but it looked really cool, and I thought, hey, that's kind of neat to have, and it's not like expensive or anything. Again, I think it was like $5. Maybe it was on sale, I don't know. I do buy a lot of stuff in these games when they're on sale, if the sale's decent. I'm sort of starting to do that with games too, because I mean I've got a lot of games and I don't play most of them. And I've got a bunch on my wish list. A lot of new ones that aren't out yet. Some interesting stuff, but I don't know, like I like the Homeworld games. Although Homeworld 3 apparently is a gigantic, woke, crappy piece of shit. Some people were saying some of it isn't too bad. It's just the bullshit that they have sprinkled everywhere through it. It's just so irritating, and that's why the reviews are bad and nobody's taking it. Plus, they want like $70 for it or something Canadian. It's been on sale a couple of times for like 20% off, and I'm still on that. It's still way too much. I'm not spending that. I might buy it if it goes on, you know, at least 50% off. I might, maybe, buy it. Maybe, because another part of the thing here is I don't want to give these companies any of my money. I don't want to support them if they're doing this bullshit. The new Halo's the new Halo's a good example of that. They put a lot of their woke crap in there, and it's basically a copy of the original game, and they want a premium price for it. And there's a lot of AI slop. You get the blurriness from the Unreal Engine when everything's moving, and you get AI slop, and they've replaced a lot of characters with, you know, different characters, and some of the, like Cortana looks like a dude. Ugh. And I don't know. There's just a lot wrong with it. It's got a lot of issues, and I guess it's super easy. Like the original, you know, you had to find your way around. It didn't show you exactly where to go. This one has markers everywhere, even with stuff that's super obvious. It's like, you go here, go there. And I don't know, well, you can go and look. There's a ton of videos on it. Apparently they're losing money. They had a big rush at the beginning. There was a bunch of people that bought it and were playing it, and now it's kind of flatlined. And I think they're freaking out. They did have an LGBTQ tag on the game in Steam, and that's been removed, and only they can do that. Users add those tags. But yeah, they went out of their way to remove that tag, so that's interesting. They're desperate. I don't know, they spent a lot of money on this, and this was their main thing. And I guess, like, even in the back offices and stuff, like, they're having a lot of... It's not good at Halo Studios, formerly 343. They rebranded. It sounds really bad, and it kind of shows there wasn't a lot of effort went into this. In some ways there was, and in others there definitely not. Like they wanted to do like there was the they did an upgrade to the original a few years back. Combat Evolved CE, I think it was called. I've got that, and that's okay. They upgraded the graphics, but they left the base core game pretty much alone. This time they've changed a lot of stuff, and yeah, like I said, like Cortana's a turn-off, big time. Even the last one, I think. Well, she was okay. Yeah, the original's still the better. I like her. She's better looking. Okay, here we go. Sometimes we'll see. Usually the stuff underneath is what you get rid of. Yeah, and then the top falls down. Every once in a while, it'll give you a warning about the top piece will be destroyed or something, so you have to move it. Let's restore that crane. Actually, well, who cares? Let's do this first. Yes. Crane mode. Bring it up. Look how much fuel I use. Jesus. Over half my fuel gone just from doing nothing. Alright. We gotta take this out of here. Alright. Change truck. Unpack cargo. Change truck. Activate anchor. But yeah, I'm done with Halo. I'm done with the Wolfenstein games. Again, same thing. They're terrible. They used to be really good. You know, you're playing this macho dude, and now they just emasculated the guy massively. It's so bad. It is so extremely bad. Okay, we're good there. No, yes he did. Grab that dude. Stop engine, change truck. We're gonna bounce this guy back. I wonder which garage he's gonna go to. Hopefully I guess it doesn't really matter. Alright, engine, what do we got here? Yeah, he's on the lowest engine, B+. Let's get him into a bigger A-, A+. Sell this one, and we don't need that one either. That's interesting. Fuel consumption's much better with this one though, isn't it? B+, this one. Oh no, this is C+. Never mind. We're good. Advanced special. Full range of gears. Okay, we're gonna do that. Suspension, he just has stock. Interesting. This one's worth more. Oh, I see. Off-road excellent, on-road poor. What do we got now? Poor, good, excellent. Poor, good, excellent, poor, excellent, excellent. Average, good, excellent. Nope, I'm gonna take this one. That'll help. And the winch, advanced heavy. Sell the old one. Locking different, yes. Thank you. Snorkel. I did that right? Unlocked. Yeah, okay. And the snorkel, what's he got now? Stock. Okay, you want the tallest one you can get. This one looks like, yeah, of course it's the most expensive. That's fine. Okay. Interesting. Flat body. Probably going to get a lot of use out of this. What else has he got? Trunk supplies. We definitely want those. crane replaces the bed, that kind of sucks. Like, some trucks you can put the loading crane on as well as a bed, but wait a minute. Oh, this is less space though. That's 4, and this looks like it's probably 3. That blows. They should actually tell you here what's, like, give an indication somewhere. Of how big it is. Yeah, that's a 3 right there probably. Fuel tank. Look how far back that is. Saddle high. Oh, he doesn't have a saddle low. Alright. We'll have to take him out. Let's see if we're at the, oh, wait. Front side. Cap visor. Sure, why not? Rooftop. Why are we looking down here if we're looking at the rooftop? What am I looking at? Is this thing on the front what they added? I think I don't want it because, well, anything that makes you stick out more is something you're going to get caught on or will take more damage from. Because if anything hits that, your engine takes damage. I mean, and we're talking, there's not a lot of space, and it does give me, looks like 2 new headlights. Yeah, that replaces all the repair parts and stuff, so we don't want that. The fog lights don't, though. I'm going to add that too, what the hell. It's adding extra lights, and it doesn't stick out a whole lot more. Okay, right now we have this. I always kind of look from the side to see how much lower and farther out it sticks. So that would be bad, and that's also not great. Looks cooler, but like you already saw when I was driving this thing, he hit the ground a little bit and bang, engine damage. So yeah, that replaces okay, so we're not doing any of those. The exhausts are kind of just cosmetic, they don't really do anything for you. Although, I'll leave that one alone. And the rims are always just kind of boring. I mean, really. Like, you're going to notice the difference between these when you're driving around. I don't know why they bother. At least you don't have to pay for them, they're free. I'm going to leave the paint job alone, but let's see what else. There's no special ones. Oof, some of these colors. Yikes. Like, that is just... Like, yeah, it reminds me of like one of those trucks from India, or maybe something, a little plastic toy you would play with in kindergarten. I don't know, but I'm not liking it. That one's better, but not liking that. That one, very purple. Kind of like it, but that one's kind of cool. I like that one a lot. Yeah, that might be the default. What is the default? Let's get out of there. That's the default. That's fine. And we're going to leave the interior alone. I'm never in there anyway, so who cares? Okay, good. We're still in this map. So I need 4 metal beams. Didn't this guy have a metal beam? Oh, I took it. They only had 1. Oh, okay. So I got the 1 from there. 4 cement. Okay, what do we have here? We have cement, they have 7, I need 4, and no metal beams. Okay, so... Okay, yeah, I can make the 1 run to get the cement. And we'll get to see how much better or not this thing is for getting around. So I could go up here, or I can come down this road and go up here, which is, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. We'll go this way again. It'll be a good indicator, since we had so much trouble just getting through here with, well, there was stuff on the back, but still. It's been upgraded a lot. That differential lock is going to be so good. Thank God they added that. Sometimes these trucks, like there's one or two in the game that have no all-wheel drive option and no locking differential. Like none. There's one or two trucks. They're not even crappy Scouts trucks. And they do give them some bonuses to their grip and stuff, but they're just... It's so easy to get hung up and stuck, and then you need help. They're not good vehicles, and they don't get used very often. You know, if you have a lot of trips like this where you're just going down a paved road or a dirt road that's not bad, because there are maps where there's really long roads like this, and you might need to make some trips down them, and those trucks are generally faster. So that might be the one use case where they kind of fit, but otherwise they're not really worth it. I don't know why they're even in the game. It's weird. I mean, when you consider this here is like the majority of the game, you're going through mud, you're mud bogging it and stuff, right? So okay, he's doing better through here, like way better. I don't even have the locking differential on, and he's doing pretty good. Let's see if I turn on this. Yeah, no problemo now. His fuel usage is a little on the high side. Still have to deal with that camera thing. Okay, back with that. Yeah, that's a game changer right there. Even if he had the shittier engine, this still would have made a big difference, the locking differential. So now, his thing is going to be possibly being tippy and his high fuel use. Although he's got a bigger tank, 340 is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, compared to the Bandit's 150, which is just terrible. I think they really need to offer that thing a better, like a bonus fuel capacity, like increase the amount he carries on the roof, or he needs something. Because he's a little, I don't know, that would make him, extra fuel would be a lot better for the Bandit. They don't have to, you know, he's tippy and stuff. He's got issues and quirks. But yeah, get rid of that fuel issue and be a lot better. Be a lot more fun. Yeah, I'm feeling better about this thing now. He's doing a lot better. God, that reminds me, like, when I first started playing the game, right? Because you don't have any cash. And you're doing these jobs with these unupgraded vehicles, and it was a lot of frustration and work and time to get things done. Really early game. So, I mean, now I've got, like, what, $2 million sitting in the bank. Popped his head around there a bit on the bounce, and then yeah, it's hard to twist him back. Anyway, yeah, with the money I have now in the game, it's not a big deal. You know, early game, it's like use a trailer. As soon as you're done with it, you don't need it anymore. You got to sell it, so you have that money for maybe a different trailer or some upgrade or something. And yeah, you kind of skimp on the upgrades because trailers are a big deal, and some of them are expensive. And if you don't have the cash, you're gonna have to sell off a bunch of shit that you might not want to. I haven't had to sell a vehicle because I played it smart. But yeah, the other thing too is when you're in the customization area there, you get multiples of a lot of stuff, and you can sell those. And with the trailers and the parts and stuff for the trucks, when you sell them, you get the exact same amount of money as you did. It's not like you're losing cash, so it's almost like not even a rental. You know, you give the company some money, they give you the trailer, you go use it, you bring it back, you say, I want to sell it back to you, and they're like, okay, here's the exact same amount of money you paid for it, even though you put a lot of wear and tear on it or whatever. So you don't lose anything doing that. It's kind of nice. I think there's... I never tried it, but you can change the difficulty level. And I think what that was doing was... like when I bounced this guy back to the garage, I just did the recovery thing. It didn't cost me anything. You don't even lose time. He's just instantly back in the garage, all fixed, repaired, and fueled up. I think on the more difficult levels, it changes that so that it costs you money, I think, to whenever you recover a vehicle. Fucking trees. So I remember thinking about doing that, and then it was way early in the game, and I was like, no. It's still taking engine damage there, that stupid hill. But now I have repair supplies and fuel, so if I want to, I can fix that. See where we're at it. Now just the standard. Still kind of a pain for the turning. Okay, so right, I'm pushing right, left, right, right, pushing right. This is where we got super hung up before. Left, yeah, he's better. Right, left. Right. Right. Left. And I'm playing this on it's a PC running Linux, but I'm using an Xbox One controller. This is an Xbox One controller. I've got an Xbox 360 and an Xbox One, and that's it. Haven't really done anything. Got a ton of Xbox games downstairs in a box. Actually up here too somewhere, I think. Most of them are Xbox 360 games. Because I think... No, the one has a DVD player. Yeah, I bought a lot of games on the disc. They were kind of moving towards just doing it online, like Steam, sort of. That always made me nervous. Even when Steam first came out, I actually didn't like the idea of it. It's nice in a way, but it's also, you know, what if Steam goes tits up someday? Cement. I just had cement. I think that, what? Cement. Like, if they ever go out of business, I'm going to lose all of those games that I spent money on. Like, they're just going to be gone. That's going to be annoying. There was an interesting development with Steam I read about recently. So the Rothschilds are big on this copyright bullshit. They take out patents, like really general patents on general ideas and stuff, like game hosting or something, or hosting software, something like they came up with the idea. They didn't, but you know, like their lawyers are always out looking for stuff like this, and they take out patents, just these big, broad, general patents, and then they can get you, you know, if you're a company that comes along later and you take out a very specific patent on something, And let's go back down here. I have lots of differentials here. Shit. Stop. Maybe like that, alright? In any case, they came after Steam, saying that they had a patent on this stuff. And the guy that owns Steam, they kind of fought them for a bit on it, and then they were like, okay, look, we'll pay you a bunch of money. Shit, fuck, stop doing that. Wait a minute. Jesus Christ. He just fucking snaps that front end around sometimes. Fuck, I'm trying to turn the front and he just won't fucking do it. Okay, let's try... Try backing up a little bit. God, I didn't have this much trouble last time I came over this fucking bridge. Christ. Like, I'm not even doing that. He is. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Alright. That was annoying. Anyway, okay. So they went after Steam. Steam paid them a bunch of money and said, look, here's a bunch of cash with the agreement that you never come after us for this again. And you'll leave us alone and we can do our thing and whatever. And they were like, yep, sure, we're good with that. They took that deal. And fuck this shit. Then recently, they came after them again for the same thing. And said, okay, you owe us a ton of money. Like, I don't know if they just were lazy. Like, somebody didn't check this, you know, because this was a couple of years back that they made the deal with Steam about not coming after them again for the same exact thing here. And then they did, because they make tons of money on this off people. They go after all kinds of companies with these bullshit copyright claims, patent issues, and it's a big part of their business model. I can't remember, there's a term for it, and they do it a lot, and they're very good at it. The funny thing was with this one, the one deal that they made, it wasn't just the company, because usually they have shell companies that do these patents, right? It was himself, the Rothschild guy. I can't remember his first name. He was directly involved, as was the law firm, for some reason, was also directly involved in this deal and making the money and stuff. So now that they got caught, right? And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right, we're sorry. And Steam's like, no, I don't think so. You said you weren't gonna come after us. That was the deal, and you did. So we're gonna sue you. And because the Rothschild is like directly named in there, they can go after him and hurt him really bad. And everybody was like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, because this guy's an asshole and he deserves to get his shit kicked in for this bullshit that he pulls on everybody all the time. They're con men, right? I'm gonna say Orvo Hills is probably the closest way. Well, we'll see here. What else do I need? 2 more metal beams. I could put 2 on this thing. Let's go to Orvo Hills and see what I got there. Well, I don't have the dude with the 4. Where do I have to... Oh, up here. And he's in flatland, right? No, I'm in the reactive zone. Reactive zone is up here. Oh, I can't get over there easy. That's a big fucking trip. Although I can go down here. Do we have a generator? We do have a generator there. Reactive zone. This spot down here, I have to go around this, which is kind of a pain. Grab that, come back. That might be the way to go, because the other way is like way the fuck up there. Although, that's all paved. Pipeline Bay. Reactive zone is there, and the pickup is way the fuck over here. That is a drive and a half. Yeah, we're not doing that one. Looks like Orvo Hills it is. So I could drive it down there. Or if I have someone here that I want to take. Come around. Guess down this way and grab that and head up. Could do that too. Fuck off. Oh, the Avonhorn. Although I only need 4, and I think he's got a trailer that... No. He does not even have a trailer. Rather than this thing. So that's not great. So I need 4 spaces, and that's only 2. That guy's got 2. Is there a trailer store? Nope. Back to the reactive zone. Alright, we're just going to take him, drive him down here. Can't I, that's interesting. But yeah, but it's nice that Steam is kind of being safe. There was something else that happened recently where they bucked some trends. Somebody went after them. It was kind of a privacy thing. They wanted them to release a bunch of information, and they wouldn't do it about their customers and whatnot. And I found that kind of, that was very, very good of them as well. So on that front, they've been good. And they're generally pretty good about catching the scammers and stuff. You know, there's been a few. The guys that, you know, make these games that are phishing information off your computer. And there was one really bad one. There was a guy recently, he was, I don't need any repairs. I already repaired it. So let's grab fuel from this thing. He made kind of a backdoor into people's machines with his silly little games, and there was a dude, he was a live streamer, had cancer, and he had a bunch of crypto. He kept it in a hot wallet on his machine, which I never do. I've got all my stuff in an offline hardware wallet. Trezor 5, I think. But anyway, yeah, so he had, I don't know, like $30,000 or something in there, and this guy cleaned him out. And he discovered this on stream that this had happened, right? He was like playing this game and whatever happened, and he noticed, and yeah, it was just devastating. The guy lost, like, the dude is raising funds. Like, he looks like shit. He's bald, this young guy, and this just broke him. Like, he was just oof because of this asshole. But they went after this guy, and I don't know. I think the dude made his money back, but it was mostly from donations from people that felt bad. I'm pretty sure that was the case. I can't remember everything about it, but I think he made his money back and then some, which was good. And they did catch this guy, and yeah, it's just these scammers, man, they piss me off. They do not care. They do not care at all who they're hurting. Just as long as they get their money, they don't care. Especially the old people. It just pisses me off. These old people have, they've spent their whole lives working for what they've got, and that's going to go to their kids, when they die and stuff. And that's the way it should be. Which the government takes a huge chunk too, which pisses me off. It's a scam there too. Fuckers. But anyway, you get these scam artists going after this. These poor old people have no clue. It just burns me. It just fucking burns me. And there's an organization that ranks corruption or scams or something by country, and it's like on a scale of, it's like 1 to 7 or whatever. When they did India specifically, they made a new scale for it, infinity, because they never did. They couldn't. There was so much of it. They couldn't even get to the bottom of all of it. It was just, it's so extreme there. And it's funny too, because that's where a lot of these call centers and Mulchut and whatnot live out of, or work out of. And there's videos of these people, and it's just a job. They go to work, they do this scammy bullshit, and they don't care. They're laughing about it. It's just a day at work. It's just their job. They just go in, and there's no empathy, no care. They're just assholes. And we're importing people like that into our countries en masse. Like, it's the crime rates are going up with this fraud stuff massively. There's all kinds of videos on that from people that they stop in front of you, you're on a freeway or in the city, wherever, and they just back into you, and then they come after you and say, "Well, you rear-ended me or something." Of course, these guys, there's the videos, right? They have cameras in their cars, so they can prove that that's not the case. And when they notice that, they're like, "Oh, fuck," and then they quickly get back in their vehicle and leave. But it's just, that's just one of like a ton of examples. The scammy bullshit, and I'm just so sick. Lately around here, it's people driving extremely bad. Like, a lot of these newcomers are bad drivers anyway, but some of them... What the hell am I supposed to... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, and then we're just going back. Right. Lately I've been seeing people who are just doing the dumbest things on purpose. Like, they're turning around in really busy intersections, doing U-turns and stuff, or driving down the wrong way, or they're just, they'll come onto a freeway and just swing all the way across through traffic. No signal light, no nothing, no shoulder checking. They're just close calls I've seen, and it's getting bad. And the weird thing about it, it's always black people. Always these young black guys. They just don't give a shit. There was one the other day. He was coming towards us. We're at an intersection. There's a turn lane to turn across in front of us. from the other side, right? They're waiting at the light, and then they get the green arrow, and they get to go, and they turn and you know, whatever. Some douchebag, lag guy, he goes around them. The lights changed, and he drives around this guy to turn. It cuts him off. And he does, like, you're sitting at a light, and you're waiting at you're in that lane. You know, you get the green arrow to turn left, and you're sitting there waiting, and then you get the arrow and you go to turn left, and some asshole goes around you on your left side. What the fuck? And then he's like giving him the finger and shit, like, what the fuck's your problem, dude? I'm here. Like, it's like, dude, you are in the wrong. And that's the other thing, I've seen them do that multiple times. Like, they get pissed off when people almost hit them, get mad. It's like, well, fuck you, dude. It's my dude. I'm so extremely sick of it. Everything, all of it. I want them all deported. I don't know where the fuck they came from. I want them to go back. And when I say I want them all deported, I mean all the assholes. We get good people. I have friends here who are all kinds of different ethnicities. I got it. There's this really right-wing guy from Cambodia. Like, they know what's going on. There's some people. There's Russians. I mean, they've been here a really long time, and they see what's happening, and they're scared shitless because they're like, this is exactly what happened in our countries, and we came here to get away from this, and now here it is here. Like, we're importing it. What the hell? And they don't want this. That's a thing you'll never hear about. Apparently, a lot of the immigrants, the earlier immigrants, are really not liking what's happening with this mass immigration. They don't like it any more than any of us. But yeah, anybody who wants to call me a fucking racist can go fuck themselves. I have friends, all kinds of races. I don't fucking care about that shit. For me, it's your character, and, you know, if you're a criminal or just a fucking shithead or whatever, that's what fucking matters. And there is a bit of racism to it too. I don't want to be fucking replaced, and that's happening. Like, I'm a minority now. The last 5 years, there's so many. You go out for a drive, you go anywhere, and it's mostly East Indians, and they're everywhere. There's nobody. There's I think then probably white or Asians. Actually, we're probably on par. It'd be whites and Asians probably the next most common. Maybe whites, and then Asians. But yeah, it's just, I'm sick of it. And you go to the stores, and the quality is just in the shitter. What was I? Was at Home Depot, and I haven't shopped there in a while. I go in, and everything is just a mess. There's stuff in the wrong bins. Like, they don't clean up. It's terrible. It is so fucking terrible. I'm looking for some specific part, a pipe of a specific size, sort of a pipe. It's an adapter attachment thing, and I have to dig through other bins in the same kind of area to see if I can find something. I did, but it wasn't, you know, just things. It's just a mess, and things that are opened and parts are missing, and that was just Home Depot. I see that at other places too. And, I mean, Tim Hortons. Everybody calls it Sing Hortons now because they're extremely racist towards who they hire. They only hire East Indians. and the quality, like, people taking videos and pictures. There's bugs in the food, and they don't care. Their attitude, and this is at a lot of places. Not all of them. I'm going to say again, not all of them, but a lot of them have a really, really fucking bad attitude towards customer service. Oh, right. That's where the generator goes? There is a generator here, is there not? Fuck you, dude. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull it over here, and hopefully this truck is so fucking big. Hopefully I can get it in there. I'm not gonna be able to back it in either. It's one of these. Okay. Should be able to tow this around. But yeah, they call it brown fatigue. And again, it's just because the majority of them are that. I mean, they could be, I hope I can take a trailer. It says too far away, so... Okay, good. We're gonna have to drive straight through, so let's go around. Yeah, I'm sick of it. And then you get into all the crimes and the terrible things that are going on. And then the government, you know, disarming everybody. Oh, you can't have guns. Guns are bad. No, they're not. Guns and knives and stuff, they're just tools. The people behind them are what's bad. You know, you want to legislate something. You don't even need to, because it's already illegal to do bad things, you know, to shoot people or something, let's say, or to stab them. It's already illegal to do that. We don't need more laws that say, well, you know, like in England, there was some judge that decided they're going to ban all knives, all sharp blade knives. You could have like butter knives and stuff, but that's about it. And then you got butchers and stuff going, yeah, this is part of my job. I need to have really sharp knives. Like, what the stupid fucking retard. Just, yeah. Crazy, just fucking crazy. Okay, turn on the generator. Detach the trailer. Shit, this is gonna suck. Okay. Attach. Turn off the generator. I got a better idea. Detach. So I want to turn that generator around. This vehicle is not the one to do it. There's, yeah, he's able to turn now when he's stopped. So it must be partially due to engine power that he can do that now. Couldn't do it before. Okay, I'm just going to move him up here out of the way a bit. This guy to move that thing into position. So then I can just back up to the generator here and start it instead of having to get around in front of it. This guy does not have a trailer hitch, but I can winch him around. To make this a sharper turn. So I need to keep him inside that box if I can. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that topic before. There's so many things that are so annoying these days. Fuck. Let's see, can I... Nope. Let's see how sharp we can get this guy turned. Actually, while we're doing that, that's not a bad idea. There we go. That should be good enough. Let's move this guy the hell out of the way. This should be good enough. Oops. Yeesh. Good enough. Alright, 2 metal beams coming up, I hope. Metal beams. 2 metal beams created. 2 metal beams in stock. Or packed. Alright, let's turn that thing off, because I did have where... Damn it. Leaving these running sometimes makes them run out of fuel. Turn off the generator. Detach the trailer. Figure out where we're going. Oh, it's already laid out. And away we go. Yeah, I've got Indian friends, Cambodian, Vietnam. Let's see. Lots of Asians actually. There's dudes from Indonesia and then of course all the European countries. Yeah. And I mean, if you go to these other countries where these people are coming from, why don't they have to be multicultural? Why is it just us? I suppose I should be careful about what I say, because our government here just brought in some new fucking draconian rules where, specifically with streaming online content and stuff, if you're not giving a message that they want people to hear, you know, it could get in huge trouble. They could put me in jail, or big fines, or at the least they can turn off my internet. It's unbelievable. It's just fucking unbelievable. This shit's going on. You know, 20 years ago, if you told me this was going to be the case, actually I may have believed it. Some of it I may not have. Like this whole thing about the trans thing and tricking people into basically castrating themselves and destroying their lives. And it is, because I mean, they'll never talk about it because they cover it up, but the suicide rate of people who've transitioned either way, of girls to guys or guys to girls, it's huge. It's huge. And any of them that try and talk about it, someone who tried to transition back or have and stuff, there's another thing too. It's really hard to go back. They'll give you every opportunity to do it to yourself, or to have it done or whatever. But if you want to go back, yeah, no. I think it was here because you could go to a priest or something, right? If you want to talk about this stuff. Let's say you had transitioned, or you were thinking about it, or whatever. And you go to like a priest and you talk about it, and they're telling you, well, you know, you shouldn't do it for whatever reasons, whatever. They made that illegal. But you can go to anybody else and they'll tell you everything you need to know about doing it to yourself. And that's fine. But if you want to look at it in the opposite direction, no, can't do that. And And that, by the way, is more of the globalist BS. They were doing that in Germany before the war, too. There was a lot of stuff going on there. It's just like it is now. But, yeah, it's part of their depopulation agenda to sterilize the population and destabilize things, and this does both. Destroys families, creates a lot of stress. You've taken people out of the gene pool, like they can't have kids anymore after they've surgically or chemically neutered themselves, or both. And then, you know, they end up killing themselves, whatever. That's just icing on the cake for these assholes. They don't care. They don't care about these people. They're the most... These people at the top, they're causing all these problems. And it's this group of, you know, like trillionaires, basically. And billionaires. But, yeah. They are the most evil things. Like, you think about any monster or any bad guy in any movie, the most horrific things you've ever heard of or seen, these people do that. Or have done it. You know, even to their own family members in a lot of cases. They're just disturbingly evil. It's unbelievable, the things that they will do to other people. No empathy at all. Yeah, they're just scary people. Scary, scary, scary. Meh. But we're going to get off of that because I don't want to talk about that anymore. Let's talk about... the game? We could talk about the game. This vehicle is much better after the upgrades. I haven't even had the jackknifing problem. I think because the front end turns a lot better now. So that's got to be tied to engine power. Because I was having a lot more issues getting him to turn where I want him to go, and then the back tires would jackknife you because they've got grip and they're pushing and the fronts aren't. And yeah, well, he did that here last time when I was coming through here. He just grabs and goes. I'm not even turning in that direction. It just boop. He just goes for it. Urgh. But that's common amongst all vehicles in this game that have where the whole front end cab is like the hanging over the front tires. Oh, we're running a little on fuel there. But I've got some more up top. I don't know how much I've got. I haven't had to refuel yet, but I think this, yeah, where we're going with this, they have, I brought that big fuel tank and the tractor with all the fuel repair parts, so I should at least be able to get back there and we can top him up if I need to. I think I'm going to leave him there unfueled. Because if I want to use him somewhere else and I want to bounce him back to a garage somewhere because that's easier to get, like quicker to get him to where I need him. As soon as you recover to the garage, you get refueled anyway. To fucking stop doing that, Jesus Christ. What's with wanting to go right all the time? Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna leave him there. Let's see if I can even. Fuel up here. 140. No. Yeah, that should get us there. This game is pretty light on the CPU usage too, or the GPU usage. I was just looking over. Oh, okay, it jumped up. Oh no. It was at 70, jumped up to 80, now it's down to 71. So So it's not pushing things overly hard. Although, I'm not sure if I had the graphics cranked up on this or not. I think, was I having issues? Can't remember. I've done a ton of configuration in the OS changes, actually in how I load the drivers. I was doing some things I didn't need to do originally, and it might have been causing some problems. But yeah, I sorted all that stuff out, which made things a lot better. Actually, I can't wait for, there's a new kernel update. I won't see it in Linux Mint here for maybe a year. Kind of sucks, but because Mint is further down the path. It's based on Ubuntu, which is based on Debian. I've talked about this previously, but Debian's like the root version or OS, and so they come out with their new version, whatever it might be. Maybe they're on the 7.5 kernel right now, I don't know, but they come up with that. It's out for a bit in kind of like a beta testing thing, and then it goes to production. Becomes like the full version, and you can update whatever. Like even with Mint here, I could bump it all the way up, probably the 7.5 kernel. It might have issues. We're on 6.8 or 6.9. 7.2 is a ways. But yeah, so you got Debian, and then when their thing comes out, then Ubuntu grabs it, and they do some changes and updates, and they make it theirs, and then it goes out for a while in their kind of beta. And then that comes in, and then there we go. And then Mint grabs it. So Mint is quite a mature product. A lot of the bugs have been worked out, a lot of functionality has been added. Yeah, we're just gonna wait here and roll backwards non-stop. There we go. Blocked highway. Delivered to blocked highway. Medium planks. Where's this? I thought I got rid of all the oh, I guess I didn't. Medium planks. Just here, huh? Oh, it's right next to the garage. Okay, let's grab another vehicle. Medium planks take up 2 spots. Shit. And there's no trailer store close by or even on this map. Well, this is what I was talking about. So I'm gonna need 4 spots. He has 4 spots. If I'd grabbed fuel from that thing, I would have just wasted it, because now I'm gonna bounce him back to the garage, so that fuel stays in that big tank for whenever I need it for something there. Alright. So going down here, here, and there, and then over there. Yeah, we'll come back out this way. But yeah, there's a new update coming out. 7.2 kernel, and it adds a ton of optimizations for basically speeding up computer systems. And I mean, some of these changes were like 130% faster. That's huge. Like to see Windows do that. Actually, I was doing a bunch of testing the other day, and I grabbed 2 machines that were still on Windows 10 from the cabinet, and they were noticeably faster. These were older machines than what I've been using with Windows 11, 24, and 25H2. Yeah, Windows 10, I grabbed it, and it was just like everything was so crisp and prompt and fast. It was like, wow, I'd forgotten because we've been on 11 now for a while, and I just forgotten how much the difference was, and it's huge. Windows is killing themselves with this crap that they're constantly doing, and their service is terrible, the quality is terrible. They've had updates that bricked machines. Like they broke hardware, hard drives specifically. Unbelievably bad. Just bad. Like at work, we're not even looking at going to Windows 12 when it's coming out. We're going to be moving to Linux. Because you can run, like this is a Windows app. I'm running a Windows app right here. It works perfect. There's some, there's things you got to do, but it's not terrible, and it's getting easier all the time. And as Linux is becoming more and more mainstream, and it will be, the way Windows is killing themselves, I'm just going to head up here and get some gas, and then I'll head back and grab that, just because. Yeah, and then you get Linux doing things like this, where they're increasing like the efficiencies. It was on all kinds of stuff. RAM access, the CPU, how that works, the multitasking, I/O for hard drives and network input/output. That is, people who don't know what I/O is. They're making these massive leaps in this 7.2 kernel that are going to be, I mean, you can already run this. I can run Linux, the latest version, on an old fucking machine that has like a dual Centrino. People probably don't even know what that is. It was like a cheaper, more economical version of the Pentiums. Dual Centrino 600? With it has a max of 3 gigs of RAM, and that's what I've got in there. I actually increased the speed of it pretty good by changing the old hard drive to an SSD. That made a big change. But yeah, Linux, I can run the latest version of Linux on that. It's a 64-bit system. It's probably one of the first, and it works. Everything works. It's a slower machine, so it's a little. You'll notice a slight bit of lag, but I mean, we're talking an old machine at this point, and it still runs. You cannot do that. I think Windows 7 was the last Windows OS that was supported on that. Maybe. I think it came with Vista when we bought it. Windows Vista. But yeah, so I mean, so Linux is already very good. It's not top heavy. You're getting the most bang for your buck. You're getting the most out of your hardware because there's not a lot of overhead. Where Windows is just bloat city, and they're just making it worse with every iteration. Plus, there's the whole they spy on you thing. There was a latest thing came out recently. They caught some hacker. Who'd been hacking in this? I can't even remember. But the story was basically around the fact that even with VPNs and all this stuff this guy could do and knew about how to do and stuff, they still tracked him down. They knew where he was, and they got him. And it's because Windows added in something so your device is tracked no matter what you do. If you're on different VPNs and all this stuff, it tracks you. You have a unique identifier that's stuck on you and your machine. They said you can get rid of it by wiping Windows and reinstalling it. But even there was some aspect of it where they can still sort of figure it out. And nobody knows. Like, this is built in. Like, there's this... our privacy is terrible with Windows. Terrible. Windows just is... They're just killing themselves with all this bullshit. Linux is open source. It's free. There are paid versions, but that's generally for businesses. But yeah, for people, every version is pretty much free, except for like an extremely rare few. And so free, and it supports everything going back to the Stone Age, pretty much. So you can run old equipment on it until it fucking dies, and it runs better. There's no spyware. It's open source. So if someone were to stick something in there, people would see it. And there are a lot of nerds. There was a story out about SSH. It's a protocol, basically, I guess, used for a secure way of connecting to machines and doing communication between machines. And part of it uses a dependency. It was some compression thing, X something. I don't know. I wasn't familiar with it, but apparently it's got really, really, really good compression. Think like WinZip and stuff. It's kind of similar to that. But you can use it to compress like data streams and things too. Which, you compress stuff, you save a lot of bandwidth and money and time and speed, and it's all good stuff. But anyway, the guy that was working on this dependency, this compression thing, he was kind of looking to give it up, because a lot of these people do this stuff on their own time, and it's a lot of work, and his thing was really good, so it became very popular, and became a lot more work for him, so he was looking at giving it up. And this guy, who he'd never met, but I mean, everybody's an online personality, right? He never met this guy in person or anything. And he was very helpful over the years, and he said, well, I'll take it on. So he's like, oh, okay, well, this is great, and it's going to keep going, and that's all excellent. And what ended up happening was this guy wasn't a dude at all, most likely Israeli, possibly Russian or Chinese, but I think they narrowed it down. The odds were higher that these guys were Israelis, government, basically. And they worked a backdoor into this this compression app utility that allowed them to, through this SSH that uses this, to backdoor machines. And they spent years sneaking this in, because they had to do it in a way that nobody would notice, because it's open source, right? So it's out there, the code's out there, people can see. They spent a lot of time and energy on getting this out there. And they just implemented it. And some dude in Finland, I think, at a university, who was using it for something, noticed that whatever he was using it for was taking a few milliseconds longer than usual. And because he's anal, he's like, what the hell's going on? So he dug into it, and I mean, he dug into it. This guy's a brain. And he found out what's going on. He's like, there's a fucking back door in here. What is this? Like, he just kind of whittled it right down. And then it blew up because he brought it up on the forums and stuff related to this product. And so all these other eyeballs were suddenly on this. They're all looking at it, and they're all digging into it. All these brains, right? Okay, that's the car I need to pick up. That's not one of mine. Oh, there's another gas. Oh, that's a water carrier. Okay. Well, I've got a garage here. Let's grab another vehicle and we'll go pick him up. Where do we need to take him? Oh, right here. That's a no problemo. I wonder if I can use a scout for this. I might try. I'll probably ask him for trouble. Actually, let's use him. He's a forklift without the forklift. Right? But that's destroying my power to weight there. Went down. So we don't want that. And yeah, they're not great at going through water and stuff, but they're terrible. I hate using these things for being a forklift. It's just not fun. It's time consuming and annoying. But I discovered that as just general vehicles, towing stuff and whatever, they're pretty fucking good. They can turn on the spot pretty much, like they spin in a little circle because the front and rear tires both turn. They have a fair amount of power. Really, 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 really good on fuel. And not the fastest vehicles, but whatever. But yeah, surprisingly interesting little things just for doing stuff like this. We just gotta tow something. But yeah, so they found out, and of course this dude disappeared, never to be seen again. But yeah, digging into it, they found like a whole bunch of because they tried to cover their tracks really good, right? But they narrowed it down, and they said, yeah, odds are it was either Russian or Israeli, and a lot of people were leaning towards Israeli. I can't remember exactly why the deal was there, but yeah. So this basically would have given them access into any computer anywhere, because everybody uses SSH for their encrypted stuff, like government systems. Like they wouldn't care about your everyday person, but it's and some people were like, oh, it's an example of why Linux is bad and blah 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 and open source, and others were saying no, this is an exact example of why it's good, because this was discovered, and they took them a lot of effort to do, a lot, years. They probably had a team of people working on this for years, and in the end they didn't get shit. So pretty good. Where like something like Windows or any of these paid operating systems, we have no visibility into what's going on, and we already know that they're spying on us, and they'll take money from people. Like how do we know? Or what are their checks and balances like? Internal, probably pretty shitty, judging by some of the quality we've seen. So how do we know someone hasn't hacked their systems and done something? You know what I mean? And there's backdoors all over the place that nobody knows about for years. And so yeah, Linux blows them away on that front. And as it gets better and better and better to use, like I'm hoping someday, you don't need to use weird shit to try and weird shit. You don't need any extra steps, let's say, like, to get Windows to work. That would be the optimum. That would be awesome. And it's not just Windows. You can run Mac apps on Linux. There's mods for running Xbox games on Linux. It's kind of a pain in the ass, though. That one you got to do some firmware upgrades to your DVD player. And I've got a fancy Blu-ray writer, and I don't feel like fucking with its firmware and possibly bricking it, so I might buy, I could buy a cheap one or something, and I'd have to look into it and see if there's probably a specific model or something I could get that I could do that, because I got a lot of Xbox games, and it'd be kind of cool if I could play them on here instead of having to drag out the old machines. Well, I don't really have to drag them out. I guess I've got one hooked up in the basement. I think it's a 360 to there's a TV down there. We use the exercise room basically, and I've got one hooked up to that. There's one hooked to the living room. That's the Xbox One, and in the kitchen, the TV there, I've got in behind it. There's an Xbox 360. New trailer. Oh, cool. More logs. How did that not get discovered before? It's kind of annoying. So one of the few bad things about this is his air intake is really low, so you got to be real careful. I'm surprised I didn't get the warning here. Just this little puddle. Alright, attach winch. And we're heading out. Yeah, this little guy gets through just about anything too, as far as mud. He doesn't have a lot of issues. Okay, let's just bump him into high gear. Low, high. High, low, whatever. Okay, we're going downhill. We should be able to handle this. It's one thing I always think about. You see that guy bouncing around in there, like, Jesus. If he was a real person, that would be bad. And his tailbone and his back and everything. He's probably got bruised shoulders from being knocked around into the windows. And he should probably be wearing a helmet in case he really goes for a spin and bashes his head against the side there. Yeah, I've been impressed. I tried Linux originally back in like 2001. I was looking into it because I might have bought a machine back then. I don't know. Windows, they've been a problem for years, and I was even back then, and that's why I was looking. I was looking around to say, okay, can I run something else? And I was like, what about Linux? It's been around for a while, so I checked into it, and it was still pretty rough. You know, because I was into playing games, and there's no way I'd be playing games on that back then. It was a big, big learning curve, and more than I cared to deal with at the time, and so I didn't. And then I checked again, maybe 2016-ish, and I thought, no, I'll give it a shot again, and it was a lot better. And I was trying it on, actually that laptop I was talking about, the Dual Centrino. It was an old machine, and I thought, you know, I could run Linux on here, let's give it a shot. And I tried lots of different versions. There's lots of different flavors of it out there. I settled on this one, Mint, mostly because it was very Windows-esque. And I don't know, it seemed to work. And so I was using that for a couple of years, just playing with it on there. And then in 2020, I bought this system. I bought all the components and built it to replace my laptop. I have a gaming laptop too. And I haven't looked back since. It's been great. I've had very few problems. And like I said, it's even in the last 6 years here, it's gotten so much easier. And as gonna be like that, are you? Stupid truck. It's usually better to tow these things from the front, but whatever. Yeah, so it's just getting easier and easier and easier, more and more refined, more and more support. A lot of companies still don't. Just want to get close to that area. Don't directly support Linux, but not yet. But it's increasing all the time. And like I said, you can run Windows apps on here, so I can run this game for fucking hours. Actually, now that I think about it. How long has it been? It's only been an hour? That can't be right. What does OBS show? Does it give me a time? Oh, 2 hours. Okay. 2 hours. Oh, wait. I forgot. The reason I was doing those original jobs, I'm looking for... warehouse access. This one needs power grid. Power grid. Power grid needs spin me around and static pressure. Ah, these two. Turbo generator stator? Guess that's in Pipeline Bay. Wait. Let's, shit. Not you. What was the one I was just on? Static? No. Was it spinning me around? Am I in the... Yes, that's it. Okay, accept. Pipeline Bay. There it is. Oh, it's right next to the fucking garage. Awesome. And we're taking that to the reactor building in here, right? Yes. Oh, it's a paved way all the way down. Fucking A. So, I'm going to assume that's saddle high, probably. We'll see here in a second. I'll grab a truck. I'll put a saddle high on it, and we will go and see what's what. Okay, you'll work. Hmm. Just wondering what else I can take on there with. Oh, really? Interesting. Repair parts. Fuel would be better. Look at the fuel tank on this fucking thing. Jesus. I used him for a fuel truck in one of the games. The crane would be good. But repair parts are also good. Lowers my power to weight. Let's see if this is gonna work. No, that looks like saddle high to me. Definitely not saddle low. I mean, boat. I'm just gonna check. I'm here anyway. I might as well fucking check, but I'm pretty sure this is not gonna work. It probably even said in the thing. Yeah, it's not even giving me the option. All right. It probably said saddle high required. Oh well, I thought this guy had a saddle high. Oops, let's clear that one up too. Sorry, buddy. Saddle high. Woo. Phoenix. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking he doesn't. Oh, there it is, saddle high right there. Well, I can put that damn thing on there. Oh wow, that really reduces my power to weight. And it looks really, you know, super beefy, awesome, and it's no better than any of the other ones. It's tempting to put it on there though. No, I'm losing too much power. Let's leave it as is. Actually, before we do that, did I ever do? I don't think I ever did this. Yeah, that's not a good thing to put on. Maybe in real life, not here. I think I'd like the lights better than... Wait a minute, bar fronted... Oh, he's got fog lights on the front too. Yeah, we'll take those instead. That's fine. Front bumper, what do we got here? Ooh, that raises it up off the ground quite a bit. Wow. I think. Yep. Sticks out a bit more. Like that would be bad. But this one... Yeah. That I'm gonna get. Let's see, horns I don't care about. Exhaust I also don't really care about. Oh, it comes out of the side down low there next to the fuel tank. That's fine. And the rims are, who gives a shit. Alright. What was that? It's like bouncing around. Alright, let's go. I don't want to go past 4 hours. Some of the streaming sites don't like that too much for some reason. Rumble specifically was cutting off anything past the 4 hours. So if I went past 4 hours, say 15 minutes past, the first 15 minutes of the stream would be deleted. So it was like 4 total and first in, last out kind of thing. First in, first out. Yeah. There we go. Alright, we'll see how this guy does. You can see already it's going to be... Oh, I can drive through there. Drive through the fence. Ah, where are we going? Reactive zone. Alright, so we need to come down here. This is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, as I recall. And then down there. Pretty sure I can get out over here, I hope. My luck, I'll get hung up on this hill. Is there a big ditch there? Who cares? I'm next to the garage. I've got plenty of vehicles that'll tow me out if I need it. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Let's try and go through this little sideways-ish so we don't get hung up. Put on the four-wheel drive, put on the lock differential. Oh shit. Alright. Oh, he's got 4-tire steering too. Or rear steer. Oops, took that a little tight. Okay. Alright, it's doing okay. That rear steer is going to come in real handy. Gun rocks. Shit. Alright. Turn. Wow, for having rear steer, he doesn't turn very tight. It's not the end of the world. I need to take wide turns anyway with this thing, but looking to see if we're getting stuck on something. Oh wait, there was a little hill here. Maybe it's up there. Might be a problem. Uh-oh. I can see it. Well, besides this problem, I can see a problem with running out of fuel at some point because he doesn't carry any extra. But other than this little stretch, I think a lot of this is going to be paved driving, so it shouldn't be a huge deal. I think this is a Tatra, right? Yeah. Czechoslovakian company. They make a lot of interesting vehicles. Unfortunately, you can't buy them in most Western countries. Don't know why. It's not because they don't want to sell here, that's for sure. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a problem. Still, it's not terribly hung up. Unless they gave us some trees to winch onto. Yeah, last time I came through here carrying something long like this and got hung up, it was because the truck wasn't high enough. This one's a little bit better. But yeah, they make some interesting stuff. It'd be nice if we could buy it here. Let's try from here. This is where spending some money on the winch is going to save you a lot. The winches are very, very useful. And if you're in a scout, you basically need the autonomous winch that works even if the engine isn't on. It's one of the few saving graces of the scouts, is that special winch. You can't use that on these bigger trucks, just the scouts. Yeah, once we get through this shit area, I think it'll be a lot easier. Nah, I think they're okay. It sucks to, you can see the exhaust blowing out the water. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, when you stop the vehicle, it sinks into the mud. So it's kind of always good to try and keep moving if you can. You don't want to stop, but you know, sometimes you have to. Gotta get the proper winch point or something. See the paved part way up there. We're just about there. Let's try and keep him up out of the mud. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Alright. Because I was turning to the right and jeez, those front tires barely fucking turn. Actually, even the rear ones. Oh, but he's got all 4 front tires turn. Do all 4 rears turn? We'll figure it out later. Nope, just the one rear axle turns. Come on. You know, I was thinking. I'm sitting here right next to a window, and we get some cold winters, or even just, you know, just winter in general. You know, people are always trying to cool their machines off. I'm thinking I got free cooling right here. Maybe I should just, I don't know, I was thinking of different things I could do. These old trees here are good for winching onto. Crap, is that all I've got? That could be a problem. I was thinking what I could do is, I should be close enough to that now, right? Shit. God damn it. Yes. I could do something where I could use that cold air blow it into the computer. Gotta be somewhat careful. Shit, not close enough yet. That'll work. And I was thinking, I could put an insert, where the screen is in the window. I could put in like a insulated piece of foam with or something, and put like a dryer vent, an insulated dryer vent deal that kind of hangs down in front of the computer. Now I'm thinking, might be even easier just to, way easier. I could put some plastic over the window in winter, just kind of tape it around the window and have it open at the bottom and funnel that down into the front of the computer. And just to see if it increases the speed at all, because it, computers and CPUs and GPUs and stuff will down throttle if they start to overheat, if they're running too hot. Of course, this one, even when it's running at 100%, is still only I don't know what the tempo is. It wasn't much. It's not running super hot, so maybe I don't need to bother. And I've had the CPU get hot. It's a 16-core, 32-thread CPU, and usually it doesn't use all of that. But I wrote a script once that was doing some work for me, and I had it speed things up by using as much CPU as it could, like all of the threads, and it made a huge difference. Thing went from taking 5 hours to run to 30 minutes or less, I can't remember. But the CPU was running. Why is this happening? Okay, that's starting to come back a bit. Am I close enough to grab stuff up here? Not yet. Can I move forward? Barely. Not. Come on. Let's try... Is it because he's... No? I was gonna say, is he bottoming out on this little island to the right here? But I don't think he is. Pull that thing over a bit, maybe he's... Damn it. That might work. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. What to do. Let's try the further one here. See this tire getting stuck here, or the front end over here getting wedged on something underneath the water. Because that winch isn't making any headway at all. Okay, we can try. You know, tipping this thing over. Yes, that's what I want. I want to pull the front end around. Get closer to these trees over here. That'll work. Okay, should be close enough to that tree up front. Don't you fucking tip on me. Alright, hopefully that was the hardest part of this trip. Alright. This truck here, I think, on the left, is a mission truck. It's not one I can get. I have to probably tow that somewhere. There's probably a job for that. Or I already did tow it there and it doesn't disappear. That happens sometimes. Some of these vehicles are... they just kind of hang around. Alright, I gotta be careful here. This is a tire popper for sure. Hit that at any speed and, yeah, taking some kind of damage. Maybe I'll just keep him in high gear. Usually, on average, uses less fuel. It's not as fast as I can go, but, which is kind of weird. You figure you're in high gear, right? It's like the old overdrive. You should be able to go faster, but I would think, but it doesn't. Faster than low gear, though, usually. Alright. So he wasn't as easy as some of the vehicles, but he wasn't terrible. He was easier than most of the vehicles. Okay, so looks like we're just heading down the paved road all the way to there. And we'll just keep it in high gear. Let's back it up a bit so you can see the whole thing. As long as there's no fucking trees in the way. Just curious if you can see through that thing. Keep clean. I'm surprised this thing didn't have beacons. Why didn't I put a beacon on the roof? Maybe because I wanted the spotlights. Maybe it was a choice. Better lighting is always better. Who cares about beacons if you can't see anything? That's a water tanker over there on the left. I was just thinking I'd get some fuel from that, but nope. Yeah, I was looking at getting a pellet gun, so that it's very difficult to get a firearm or any kind of weapon here in Canada. Because you know, weapons are bad. Why do you want that? Well, what the fuck does it matter what I want it for? Fuck off. As long as I'm not killing people or doing harm, it shouldn't fucking matter. But anyway, so I was looking at getting a pellet gun. As long as it's under 500 feet per second, it's not considered a firearm. They do have ones that are crazy powerful, like crazy powerful. But I'm seriously looking at it. I was gonna get a, I think it's called Reximex RP. Looks really cool. It's a pistol / carbine. You can change it. Just under, they do them at like 495 feet per second. It could do a lot more than that, but they purposely fuck them for the Canadian market. So you don't need to get the license, because if it's higher than that, then I need to get what's called a PAL, and then the government tracks everything, and it's a nightmare. Damn it. Let's see if we can get through here. Turn, damn it. God, this thing is like terrible in the turning. Okay, so we can get close there now. It doesn't matter. Gotta go out kinda wide. Hopefully it's not too tippy. I can't really tell. Yeah, I think we're good here. What the hell am I getting stuck on now? Oh, I forgot about these backhoes. Some of them have invisible walls in front of them here. They stick out further than they look. Fucking pain in the ass. I assume that's what's going on. Yeah. He's sliding around it, you can tell. Oops. Why did I turn so much? Fucking thing. Let's grab... Turn, damn it. Turn. I mean, I'm even holding up the fucking post here. Like, let's go. Okay. But yeah, so I decided on that. I was gonna buy a whole bunch of stuff, like melt my own lead, make my own ammo. I was gonna buy a mold, because otherwise you have to buy pellets. And that was the other weird thing. The ammo and the guns was about half stock. In, like, you go to any of the stores, the States or Canada or whatever, they only it was like half of the guns they have for sale are actually available. Everything else out of stock, and the same for the ammo and the parts. And it's just like, what the serious fuck is going on? That's really strange to me, that they were just so out of stock. Crap. Dude, you're in the way. But I could probably use you, so that works out. But yeah, so I decided on one, was buying it from a Canadian company just because there's no import fees or any of that bullshit, and their stuff was already modified to be 495 feet per second. And then I woke up one morning and I was thinking about it. They hadn't shipped it yet, and I was thinking, you know, I can't use this thing because it's loud. Even it's an air gun, but it's called PCP. Basically, they have these small tanks on them that you put a ton of compressed air into, like 3,000 to 4,000 psi, which is fucking massive. And I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, I can't use this in town, in my yard, right? Oh, look at this thing, just pulls right through here, no problem. Holy. Maybe I should just pull him the whole way with this. I'm not going to do that, though. And I got thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not even going to get to play with the damn thing, really, to use it. Oops. Let's get out here. So, you know, we have my wife's family has a cabin. It's like 2 hours out of town, but it's down dirt roads and stuff, and that's a 4-hour trip there and back. I already have a crossbow that I can't use in the yard here either. And it was like, you know, I kind of wanted it for home defense. If nothing else, it's a deterrent, right? When they see you pointing this thing at them, and it looks like, you know, a 44 Magnum or something. It's scary, and I mean, it can hurt you. It can do some harm. But yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, I spent all this money, and I'm not really getting anything for it. Other than, you know, if I wanted deterrence like that, I could just buy a really cheap gun that looks like a real thing. And let's get up to speed here. So I decided that morning, you know, before I got up there, I was like, I gotta phone these, or not phone them, but get on the thing there and cancel the order. So I start my computer, open my email, and there's a message from them, from the company I was buying it from. It's like, oh fuck, it's probably the shipping number. It's probably already on its way. But it wasn't. It was them saying they needed ID. They need ID from me to prove that I'm an adult. I'm over 18. And they said that's Canadian law for any of these, like airsoft or these PCPs or crossbows, it said, and all this stuff. And so that kind of gave me my out. It was like, yeah, just cancel the order. I mean, it would have been cool. It was neat. But yeah, if I can't use it, and I mean, I could go to a range here, but again, the tins, you don't get a lot. And they're not super cheap. I mean, you know, it's like ammo for weapons. And then I was like, ah, fuck it, whatever. So I got rid of that. But then I was thinking, you know, I have this crossbow already. It's a repeating crossbow. And they've got some upgrades for that. So that have come out in the last couple of years since I bought it. So I went and looked, and yeah, for less than half of what I spent on the other thing, or was going to, I basically just got some better upgrades for this thing. And I still can't use it in the yard and stuff, but the ammo is reusable. I don't have to melt it down after I'm done. And it's slightly more easy to make my own ammo. The bolts for this thing are proprietary, which is kind of annoying, but I can get arrows. It has to be carbon fiber or metal, because if you put plastic or, you know, cheap, like wood, plastic, whatever, in arrows or bolts in this thing, they'll probably shatter in the weapon when you fire it. This is going to be fun. Oh, now he turned sharp. Okay. Oh, looks like we're going to make it. we're okay. Oh, we want to go wider here. But yeah, you can. I can buy cheaper than I can get the bolts for this thing. I can buy. I'm gonna try backing. Do I want to back it in, or can I just steer it right in there? Hopefully it disappears. If not, I'm gonna have a hard time. We'll back it in. Fuck it. Not gonna let me change the other vehicle, are ya? Hey, why is that thing hanging out over? Unless when you leave and come back in the map, it resets that. Or maybe I forgot to do it, I don't know. Let's just move this thing out of the way. Yeah, overall it was just cheaper and better to just, if I wanted to, you know, play around, spend some money here, I'll just do it on the existing crossbow that I have. Okay, good. Oops, wrong way, wrong way. Oh, good. Disappeared anyway. Okay. Again, I could fuel up with the big fuel tanker I brought over there, but if I don't need to, I'm not going to. Alrighty, what's next to getting us to that? Where is the... is it power lines? Power lines, warehouse access. Power grid and power grid, I needed static pressure, which is the next on the list. Multi-stage pump. It's a 4-space one. Is it Pipeline Bay again? Flatland? Well, this is going to be a trip and a half because we'll have to come through one of these two areas to get to that one. There it is. Okay, so I have to pick it up at this little port. Kind of weird. Wait a minute. Why are we... Accept. Okay, good. It's still the same. Well, we could take him. Twin steer. I think that will work. Cover him back to the garage. Leave the garage. Head down here. And then we need to go... what's the best way to get there? Over Orvo Hills. It's kind of a direct route. From Flatlands to Orvo Hills to Reactive Zone. So coming down there. Reactive zone. Oof, that's a shit bunch of roads to go over. Alright, what's the other option? Come through Pipeline Bay. Up there. Okay. And then from Pipeline Bay. Okay, so flatland. This spot here sucks. This isn't too bad. Where's the out? Oh, reactive zone's over there. That's a drive and a half. That is a big drive. Might be better to go through Orvo. Yeah, flatland. We have this little shit road. I could try come down here to there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think this is the way we're gonna go. Okay, get me out of there. Okay. So we'll come back down through here, there. See how she goes. That kind of reminds me, I've got everything I need to make some more bolts. I actually got 2 sets of bolts with the, it was like an upgrade package for the crossbow that came with a few things, including, is it 8 or 12 more bolts, which is kind of nice. But, yeah, for a long term, I mean, I've got extra knocks and veins and points and inserts and stuff that I bought. Just because you need that anyway, sometimes the bolts get damaged and things happen. But I could also, if I buy some some arrows, so maybe some carbon fiber arrows, or aluminum possibly, metal, that are the right diameter. It's kind of a narrow 7 point something millimeter diameter arrows. The shafts, that is. And then I just cut that up into the shorter bolts that I need and stick on all the extra bits. I got a jig for putting the veins on and all that, and then yeah, I can make my own bolts. So, you know, being self-sufficient is kind of what I was looking at, even with the pellet gun. And there's a difference between pellets and BBs. The pellets are generally faster. Multi-stage pump. Oh, I thought it was going to be one big one, but it's four. Shit. And each of them takes up 2 spaces. Okay, well, it's gonna have to be a... That's gonna be a twofer. If I brought a trailer, but this thing doesn't have a trailer hitch. Eh, whatever. We're here. Let's just go. Yeah, so there's pellets and BBs and paintballs and airsoft type stuff. But yeah, the pellets are kind of like the more serious of the ammo. And you can get the little pellets, and then they go up to slugs and stuff. slugs, it would have worked in mine, but they're generally for the more powerful air guns, which I would need a license for, and I didn't want that because I just hate the government. They're always changing, moving the bar around on which weapons are legal and which aren't, and the fines and stuff are massive, and I just don't want to deal with it. But I mean, that's part of it too, right? They don't want us buying these weapons. They make it difficult. But I got in before they made the crossbows, I think now are restricted or something. Ooh, just a little bit there. I think you need a PAL for those two, or I can't remember. There's something that's a little worse than it was, but it's still not bad. They're still kind of under the wire. Mostly because it's like, they just figure it's a one-shot weapon. Like a bow, right? How dangerous are you going to be with a bow when you're up against, you know, the government dumbasses with their machine guns and jets and things? So they don't see it as a real threat. They don't care. They're willing to give us that. Of course, they're idiots because there are ways to make those things a lot more lethal. But and now, of course, there's drones and stuff. And boy, oh boy, if they regulated the hell of the drone industry. Everybody's extremely regulated there. I mean, there's, at work, different areas bought drones. I always come up this corner too fast and have to like, slow, because if I turn, I'll flip over. So yeah, we had to buy these supercomputers, basically. I mean, top-end everything. It was just to control the drone. We need to spend, it was like $40,000 on a computer. It's just, oh man, just to meet the government regulations. Like right there, they're keeping it so, you know, very few people can do certain things. Yeah, because they buy these big drones and they fly around, and I don't know what they're doing with them. It's work-related stuff, but yeah. So you need basically a supercomputer just to meet the regulations, which are insanely stupid. And yeah, I couldn't get over how much they spent on this machine. I was looking it up and I was like, oh my god. You know, the latest NVIDIA, whatever, that was extremely expensive. And then the RAM, the way the RAM is right now, I think the RAM was half the cost of the machine. Think about that. It's a $40,000 computer. Where am I going here? I need to get up there, right. No, we're going to try and get over to this. I think this was kind of a shitty little fucking road. So we'll probably keep going, although that guy's got fuel that I could use. Do I have fuel anywhere else along the way? Nope. Alright, maybe we'll try going this way. And then from there, probably down around here and up. Because I think, well, I could try. No, that's a much longer. That road might be a giant pain in the ass. This is mostly paved. Okay, yeah. So we'll try coming up here. We'll get some fuel from this dude, and we will go this way. It's longer, but I think it'll end up being shorter time-wise. Oh, and then there's this fucking little bit of shit here. And that's kind of a headache. Let's give it a shot. looks thicker. Might be better. No. Let's keep her going this way. Let's see what happens. What? Oh yes, that I remember. That is a lot bigger than it looks, and it's a huge pain in the ass. I wonder if I can get around it here. I don't know what the hills are like with this vehicle. Let's try it. Man, if I have to turn around, that's going to be kind of irritating. But yeah, I'm pretty good with the crossbow actually. The first two shots I took were a Robin Hood at about 30 yards. I was sighting the damn thing in even. Like so I've got it's got a red dot and a sight and also laser. You could put a scope on it. I always thought that was kind of who needs it for this, but I mean maybe, I don't know. Yeah, coming through here might be okay. We're doing okay, sort of okay so far. I can see us tipping over here. Okay, good, very good. Yeah, so we went out to that cabin I was talking about, and brought my target. Got a little square, kind of a cube-looking thing target. I don't know if it's like 2 feet by 2 feet or something like that, cube. I guess it's not super small, but it's small enough. Brought that out and all my stuff, and thought, okay, well, great, I can get a chance to try this thing out. And set up a target about 30 feet away. It was in the woods, nice and calm, no wind. Took the shot. Kind of looked like it hit the bullseye. I went and looked, and it did. I was just on the right side of the center of the bullseye. I was like, wow, I cannot believe. I mean, I'm really good with this stuff. I wasn't when I was a kid anyway, but wow. So I pulled out the bolt, went back, fired the next one in the chamber from the same spot, went to check it out, and it went into the exact same hole. I mean, it wasn't even off. It went in the exact same hole. Damaged the vanes a little bit because it went in a lot further this time, but yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was like, holy shit. After that, I started shooting at different areas of the target. Actually, or did I at that point? I don't know. Maybe I... No, I didn't. I kept shooting at... So I didn't get a Robin Hood again. But I did have arrows hitting each other, or the bolts, which damaged a few. And these aren't cheap. Like I said, they're proprietary for this thing, and that kind of annoyed me. So after that, I would shoot... you know, there's a target in the middle of the cube, and then there's one on each of the 4 corners. So I would do that. I'd shoot 5, and then go check them out. And that's how I've been doing it ever since. Because yeah, I don't want to damage these bolts. They're not cheap, and it's not like, you know, I can get them easy either. I got to order them. And so if I can make myself a bunch, that'll be really good. So I'm going to see if I can do that. So yeah, I just need to buy some arrows. I went looking last time locally here, and I didn't... Or I did find some, but they were overly expensive. I'm probably going to look on like Amazon or something. All I'm interested in is the carbon fiber shafts, really. Hey, I wonder if I can just get... I've been looking at getting arrows, but I wonder if there's somewhere where you can buy, like... I don't know if aluminum would be the right... I don't know if aluminum would be strong enough. Maybe. Or I guess even just metal bolts. I mean, I could use... If they were hollow, it'd be a little better, but... You lose some range with heavier bolts, but the kinetic energy is a lot higher too because the weight's higher. But yeah, I never thought about it. I should look and see if I can just get some rods that are about the right size, diameter-wise. But they have to be hollow. So I can stick, that's, yeah, it's because the knock at the end, which is the thing that fits into the bowstring, and the tip has there's a piece that, an insert you stick in there and then you can screw the tips into that. But you glue in this part. Why is, oh, okay. That's a mission, obviously. I have this, right? Yes. Nah, I was gonna say I could try towing him out of here with the winch, but... Psh. Let's see, with a metal one... Well, I'd need a lathe or something, yeah. I could make... Because I've got a tap and die kit, I could probably do it, but it wouldn't be easy. Nah, that would be a pain in the ass. The carbon fiber shaft, unless I can... it's got to be the right diameter too, internal. I don't know. I'll have to see. If I buy arrows, the chances of it being something I can work with as far as the hollow part of it, working with the parts I have, is much higher. Yeah, maybe I'll just buy some cheap, unless you can just buy shafts, arrow shafts without the arrows. I haven't looked at that either. Geez, now I'm thinking like all this stuff I should be looking at. If I could get them cheap, that'd be just fantastic. Now, for anybody who's thinking of doing this, make sure you're wearing a mask or doing it outside and wearing a mask. When you're cutting your arrow shafts down, carbon fiber is not something, you don't want all the particles can be extremely fine, and I mean extremely fine. They can get into parts of your body you don't want them in if you breathe it in. So yeah, you want to wear protection, some kind of protection when you're cutting those things, which I will be doing. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure if the normal dust mask would be good enough. Because we're talking about particles as small as I was just saying there. I've got a much better mask. You know, it's the one with the two big canister things on the front and... Shit, you fucker! God, I hate this thing sometimes. He tips over so fucking easy. Oh, we're not far enough over, but I don't think there's anything to connect over here. Damn it. Wait a minute. Well, it doesn't matter. Even if I tip them upright, I can't get these things back on. Can I? No. Just enough to turn. Oh, he's coming back. Not that it matters. Maybe I can... Okay, turn those front. Why aren't the front wheels turning? That's weird. Normally you can still turn the wheels, but... He's not even twitching. Alright, fuck this shit. Do we have something with a crane close by? I mean, there's him. I could pull him upright with that, but that's not going to help. I still need something with a crane. Alright, reactive zone. Do we have... Is he in Orvo Hills? Okay. Which means down here... I don't have a vehicle with a crane right there, but we do have this. While we're doing that, okay, we're at 3 hours. You didn't really get to be used, so let's... Look how far back that sits, Jesus. Holy shit. That's a big crane. It's also overkill for what I need. Like, big time. In fact, it might be too tippy for this dude. What else do we have? I mean, there's that, but... Let's, fuck it. Let's just do it. I think we're heading straight down the highway. To there. He hasn't been too bad, leaning into the turns and stuff. Kind of surprising. Some of the vehicles you can put cranes on are not good. Very bouncy, very tippy. This guy so far has been pretty decent. Of course, we haven't run him through anything where he's tipping over sideways while he's, you know, like here maybe. I'm not going to try him out, but if I went down there a little bit on the left, I wonder if how he'd handle it. Well, he handled that pretty not good. But then again, he didn't tip right over, did he? So maybe it wasn't too bad. Nothing like having 10-wheel drive. You know what I'm kind of getting a hankering for playing? MechWarrior 5. I haven't played that in a whole lot of months. Could be more than a year. Can't remember why. Maybe another game just got me fancy and started playing that and just never got back to it again. I think I was fairly along in it too, if I haven't already completed all the main storyline and stuff. I can't remember 100% how to play the game. I do remember, so you have your lance of mechs, which is four mechs. And you go and do missions and stuff. And it's you and you can have 4 real people with you or 4 NPCs. They used to be pretty stupid, but I think they changed them. They're a little better now. I know a friend of mine was playing way early. He bought it on when it came out. Fuck these stupid things. And like when you're trying to protect a base from being destroyed, his guys were like running through the buildings because all the buildings are like destructible, right? And yeah, to get at the bad guys and stuff, his NPC buddies were like destroying what they were supposed to be protecting. Walking through buildings and shit. But I don't think I saw that happening when I was playing. Or if it did, it was pretty rare. But yeah, so you have your guys. Generally, the baddies will focus on either the most damaged... Yeah. They'll focus on the most damaged guy or the bigger guys first. So what I would do, I take, so 100 tons is as big as you can go for your mechs, right? So I'd put all my like 100-ton mechs or whatever the biggest mechs I were, I'd give those to the 3 NPCs that are with me in my group. And then I'd take a smaller mech, and the one that seems to work the best is the fire starter. Got a lot of up-close firepower. But yeah, you could go running out. Your guys are shooting at them, so the enemy shoots back at them, right? They're just focusing on my big guys who can take it, right? If you put them in smaller mechs, they tend to get wasted pretty quick, which is expensive and annoying. But the big mechs can generally take a lot of punishment, so yeah, put them in those things. Those guys get focused. They ignore me, and I just run around behind them and either just chew their legs off or destroy their back and kill them. And I can do it really fast, and it made it really easy. It was easy mode. They still will eventually, they notice you and they'll come after you, but yeah, it's pretty sweet that way. Okay, let's see if we can... I should probably just pull him over with the vehicle, but I'm going to try the crane. Yeah, I can't get it down further either, so... Oh, we're going to have this bug, where it's not going to... Yeah, it's not even letting me attach that piece of... Alright, I know how to get this fixed. Turn the main menu. And give it a couple of seconds. This is the new maps they got, the Mexico ones. I have it. Haven't got there yet. I'm working my way through. So I'm North Carolina right now. And I don't know which one is after this. I know there's a Quebec one that's pretty tough, I've heard. The tough maps suck. Amber was the worst. Or at least it rated right up there as one of the worst. 4 gigantic maps, all snow. Not really the nicest to look at. It's always kind of dark and foggy and just everything's white. There's pine trees, but they're all covered in snow, and there's boggy areas and deep snow areas that were a real pain to get through, and lots of areas you can get stuck, some really steep, like tipped sideways areas, and yeah, lots of annoying. Okay, let's try this again. There we go, now we're getting indicators. Fuck. I can't lower this thing down anymore. Wait a minute. Kind of let out the cable. Although now I'm thinking about it, I could probably just use this as a big arm to push the thing over. Oh, it's not going to let me. Alright. Can't go any lower with it. gonna be like that, are we? Ah, Jesus Christ. If I pick him up, he's just gonna... well... wow, he's having a lot of trouble. There we go. Come on. So I'm trying to move it to the left here. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's see. Put him down here. Good enough. What the fuck? That's weird. Activate the anchor, crane mode. Oh, am I too close? Yep. Close enough for government work. There we go, back in business. But yeah, that's one of the downfalls of this truck. He's really, really great for a lot of things, and then he can tip over without a whole lot of effort or notification, really. He can just start going, and then he's just gone. And yeah, generally he likes to tip entirely right upside down. If he gets the opportunity, he'll end up on his roof, which is strange to me, but that's what he likes to do. But other than that, it's a great truck. Great truck. Bum, 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 bum. Skipperoonie, where are we? Oops. So I'm probably going to quit after this one. So I can get some food, and then, like I said, I gotta go out and check my vehicle. I mean, after all the work I put into it over the last 3 or 4 weeks there, I want to make sure it's nothing really bad happened at that pothole. It shouldn't have. I'm hoping it was just some stupid rock, piece of the asphalt or something that made some noise back there bouncing around in my wheel well. which is a very distinct possibility. Because yeah, it sounded like a kind of a muted thump thump noise into the wheels on the one side there that went through the pothole. It wasn't even that bad of a pothole. And I'm hoping it wasn't one of the end caps coming off my caliper pins, because yeah, they were kind of greased up and they weren't in there as well as I like. I might actually dry those off, take the oil off them, because they don't need to be greased up. The pins inside need to be greased up, but the covers don't. So while I'm in there, I think I'm gonna fix that up a bit, make them a little more grippy. Because if those fall out while I'm driving someday, then yeah, the pins will get all corroded and nasty, and my brakes will be they'll get stuck and stuff, and it'll cause all kinds of problems. You could even set your car on fire if your brakes are on all the time you're driving. The heat from that can make that rotor red hot and cause all kinds of bad things. Kind of reminds me, I gotta keep an eye on that now anyway, in general, when I'm changing the tires spring and fall. Because my last ones got corroded up. Not the pins, but just the metal parts on the brake pads got corroded up pretty bad, and caused them to get wedged up in the caliper carrier, or the calipers. And yeah, they weren't working as well as they should, and sticking on partially, especially the rears. Not good. Gotta say the rust. The rust conversion stuff, basically phosphoric acid or tannic acid that you put on rust, surface rust, not the flaky stuff. You gotta get that off anyway, it's toast. But yeah, you put that on surface rust, it changes it into kind of a crystalline form, gets down into the cracks and stuff too in the metal, changes the rust into this crystalline stuff, and helps prevent rust, future rust. And I did that on one of my fenders. There was some rust there, and I forgot I was going to oil it up after that. I forgot to do that, and I noticed the last time I was in there, it's still rust-free, so that was pretty good. So I'm going to be doing that from now on. Got to do my wife's GTI, so I'll be doing that. She's got some rust starting in the fenders a little bit, just a little, but yeah, they will turn bad pretty quick. So I'll convert all that when I change her tires here in the fall to winters, and then grease it all up on top of that. So we should be good to keep that going for forever. It's too bad more people don't know about that stuff, because it really helps. Alright. So him, I'm going to bounce back to the garage, because it's closer to where we need to go. Right? This is not the garage I wanted. Oh, maybe it was. No, that's where we're dropping it off. Yes, the pickup was... get back in there, buddy. Put him in storage. Reactive zone was flatland, was it not? Yes, so we want to be at this garage. So that's where, like, going back to the garage is just so much easier. Doing the recovery instead of driving that thing all the way back. Oh my god. Yep, there we are. We'll go the same way. But like I said, I'm gonna call it there. Oops, and go get some food. It's pushing 11 o'clock and I haven't eaten yet again. And like I said, I got a lot of work to do on the car. It's not a lot, but take the wheels off one at a time and check them out. Anyway, I will see you guys possibly later today. Pretty good chance.